Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Jason Beck here for Jason Beck Fishing. Today, we're doing an unboxing. It's January. We are back with Monsterbass. Of course, everything's going to be backwards because I'm filming on my phone. It's like a digital or a GoPro camera to do these, but I think my phone does a really good job on these. Don't mind the mess that's back here. We still are in the process of moving all my fishing equipment to a different room. It's just hard to do with work and all that stuff. So, and I'm also working on my personal business too as well. But Monsterbass for January, it's here, so let's talk about it. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in joining Monsterbass. I believe I have a 10% code to have you join. I forget how it works, but if you join their pro staff, it's actually a better deal for you. The pro staffers, I believe, get a better deal on these. But without further ado, I have looked through the bag because I'm a nosy guy. Wanted to see what there was in there. There's actually a few baits in here I'm very interested in. One technique that I think that's in here that's really good. It's something I want to try a lot more to do. And let's go ahead and talk about it. So, it comes in this bag, reusable bag. I love these new bags. They've gone off and on with different bags over the few years, but I think this is probably the best one. It's softer material. It's got this really cool pull cord on it that I like, that you can just zip it on here. Sometimes I take these bags if I'm going to a local pond. I fill them with a couple baits, carry this with me with my rods and my combos, and just hit the pond. I don't have to worry about wearing my big heavy backpack, taking it off, taking it on, you know, things like that. So, and in the heat, those bags get real heavy over time and burn you out pretty quick. So, first things first, let's get the manual. Now, this is the Monsterbass manual. In here, it's going to give you fishing tips for the month. They got a deal with their tackle boxes, which is buy one, get one 50% off. If you want to, you can use the code that's on there. I believe it's Volt. Yeah, it's a good book. It's got, you know, tips, techniques. It's got people's personal bests in here. Talks about, you know, winter fishing. Like up here in New Jersey, a lot of the lakes are covered in ice, so we can't go out. Drives me nuts because I am ready to fish. I think spring is, from this video, is 66 days away, so I'm ready to go. Actually, if you want, I'll put the link down below. If you want to pause that and hit that QR code, it'll probably help you sign up, and you can get Monsterbass for yourself. But that's the manual. Actually, one of my goals for 2026, and maybe I'll be honest, I want to be on the cover of this book. I think it'd be pretty cool to have that under my belt. Like, hey man, I was in the cover of this book. You know, here I am. Here is my golden ticket. I've yet to win anything on the golden tickets, but it's cool when they do their Monsterbass Live every week. They announce the numbers of the tickets, and then they tell you if you win or lose. And then Rick hooks you up with some really cool stuff. Rick is an awesome dude, the owner of Monsterbass. So we got some stickers. This is the Motorhead sticker. I have this in a shirt somewhere in my house. This is their Coca-Cola sticker. Those will go on my workbench here. And then Rick this year announced that he's doing a sticker for each month. That'll be only given out for that month. So it's like a limited edition sticker. And it's this one here. It's like a mechanical bass, zombie bass type thing. And that too will go on my workbench that I do all my fishing tackle stuff and reviews and stuff on. So anyway, enough rambling. Let's get to these baits. First things first, Gary Yamamoto. These are 4-inch Senkos. These are great to hook up if you're fishing like small ponds like that with not big foliage as far as like bait fish, like big bluegill stuff. A 4-inch is killer. I use the 4-inch in a lot of other companies like the Yum Dinger and things like that. But the 4-inch Yamamoto Senko, this is what is this? Watermelon, black, and red flake. This is gonna smoke them. And you can hook this. You can fish this Texas rig. You can drop shot this size. You can Ned rig it. You can wacky worm it. You can pretty much do everything. A lot of times on these two, I'll put them on the back of a jitter or a chatterbait, and that tail is gonna wiggle back and forth and give it some good action. So good bait there. Next thing we got is the Booyah Pond Magic. Is that what this is? Yeah, micro Pond Magic. So a little Colorado blade spinnerbait, white color with some black in it. This is a good bait for the wintertime. and in the fall, because a lot of times what happens is your foliage, your bait fish stuff are going to be small because they were born that year, so they're only in that 2 to 3, possibly 4-inch range. This is going to get them. This is going to be a good little pond bait, a little finesse spinner bait. Get it up in there, and it's going to get bit for sure. Next, we have one of my most non-confident baits on the planet, and we're hoping to change that this year. And that is the jig. This is a 1/2 ounce lunker hunt. This is their finesse skirted jig. It's 1/2 ounce. This is their crawl color. It's got a 4-aught hook on there with bait keeper. If you can see there on the thing, I'm not going to open all these up because a lot of these baits that I end up not using, I donate them to the high school, and the kids use them there. So this is actually a pretty good color. I don't know finesse touch. I'm going to flip this around docks, around logs, maybe in some what's the word I'm looking for? Just cover, around riprap, things like that. Bounce around. And I believe this one has a tungsten weed guard, so it's going to be a little bit not as stiff as some of the metal weed guards and some of those brush ones they put on some of the jigs. So definitely we'll probably try this one. We'll see when we get out there. All right, next is the Big Bite Baits. This is the 8-inch, I believe it is, 8-inch finesse worm, black and blue flake. Probably one of the best colors out there, next to green pumpkin. I mean, if you're getting into fishing and you need to know what colors to get for soft plastics, black and blue flake and green pumpkin. You don't need to go super crazy with a million different colors. You can as you progress and you get better and you want to try different colors. Because a lot of times over the period of time, fish will get educated on these colors and they'll know not to touch them. I always like to use black and blue flake, green pumpkin, or I like to use a watermelon candy. Something along those lines. But what's cool about this bait is you can use it as a Nico rig. You could probably drop shot. It's going to be a little bit big. You might cut it down. Shaky head is the big thing, and that's the bait I want to use more this year is the shaky head. I've dabbled in it here and there, but nothing in the lungs of I didn't fish with. I don't think I fished with it long enough to make it effective where I was fishing. And with these Big Bite baits, we're getting Big Bite Baits shaky head jig heads. These are black and blue as well. And I notice a lot of companies now are painting them. Usually I use just black ones. These are 1/4 ounce. And what's cool about this, it's a 4-pack. A lot of companies only give you 2, maybe 3, but this is a 4-pack. This is gonna be a killer combo to use. I can't wait. And they're made with Gamakatsu hooks. Gamakatsu hooks are super sharp. But yeah, this is going to be a good combo right here. So, all right, let's get to Livingston Lures. This is a big old walking bait. On the front of it, it looks like a jitterbug, and this has that electronic bait fish sound gimmick, as I would call it. It's supposed to sound like bait fish swimming in water. I don't know if that stuff works. I know guys have that device put on some of their boats where it sounds like schooling bait fish. But I think with this bait here and that cupped mouth and those rattles, it's already got enough noise to draw the fish in, which is going to be great. This is going to be natural perch. A lot of my lakes and ponds are full of perch, and that's one of the top baits I think in a lot of my lakes and ponds besides bluegills and golden shiners. But I can't wait to use this. The Walking Boss 2. I believe this is like a $20 bait. And that's pretty, on Tackle Warehouse. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what I've been told. But yeah, you could turn that thing on. There's supposed to be a way to do it inside there. I don't know. I haven't messed with it. Something I'll probably mess with here in the next couple weeks. See if it's something I can hear. Things like that. And last but not least, one of my other favorite baits to throw. This is the Chugger 65. This is a little popper with chartreuse tail and a chartreuse mouth. This reminds me of the Mad Max popper from back in the day. The Mad Max popper was a cool bait. It made a lot of noise. It chugged a lot of water, and it was just bite-sized niblet for a big hungry bass. I think this one here is going to be killer for smallmouth. So I'm going to throw this around the rivers and some of the lakes that I fish that have smallmouth in them. And this is also one of those test release baits. It's estimated to be released in June 2026. I don't know anything about that stuff. I just know if you take that QR code, scan it, It's going to give you like a review thing about what you think the bait should, how the bait acts, have you caught fish on it, things you would change on the bait, things like that. I think it looks like I said, the Mad Max popper, which I've seen before. It's a killer little color. There looks like to be a little hint of purple on the top here. I'd like to see more of that purple in this bait, because that purple chartreuse is like the morning dawn color, is a great color for smallmouth bass. And this is going to get smashed by largemouth too. I can imagine throwing this around weed lines and things like that. And or if I see some schooling fish feeding on some bait fish, it's going to be killer. I actually like this popper. Probably the popper and the Livingston lure is the two baits I like the best out of this box, and I'm really excited to use them. So, but anyway, yeah, so we got the book and the stickers. We showed those. We got the popper. We got those shaky heads. We got that Livingston lure's top water lure. We got the shaky head worms, the finesse worms. We got that little spinner bait, some stick baits from Yamamoto, and that jig from Lunker Hunt. So, tell me, guys, what you think below about this box down below. This is the first one for January. It's a it's a mishmash of baits, but what's cool, because I can't use anything right now. Like I said, a lot of my lakes are 5 inches, 4 inches under ice. So, but spring's coming around, end of February, beginning of March. We'll be ready to get out there. And even if we're not catching fish at that time, it's at least we're getting the, the mussels ready to go, the cobwebs knocked out, everything loosened up, ready to fish. So, still got a couple videos coming up that I'm working on. I still need to do my rod and reel arsenal for this month. The big tournaments may not take place for me. We might do a lot more online stuff. We're still in the debating period on that kind of thing. So, still working on trying to get that boat too. I'll put my GoFundMe if you guys want to donate to that. You don't have to, but it would be appreciative. But make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and that like button. If you're not subscribed, actually, I have a lot of viewers that are watching my videos. You're not subscribed. Just hit that button, man. It don't take long. I mean, it's not, you don't have to. It don't cost you anything. You have chances to do, we're going to do giveaways and stuff like that on the channel. And just follow my progression in bass fishing this year. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to get this video edited here in a minute, and then get it up on YouTube for you guys to watch. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for whenever I put out a video. And I'll see you in the water.